When you crave more than what you're already receiving now, you rob yourself of the ability to enjoy, appreciate, and be grateful for what you already do have in this moment. You may have noticed by now that when you get something that you've been desiring, or when you reach a certain milestone or goal that you've been going after, right when you get that thing, it becomes in a way irrelevant, because it turns out that it's not really what you were looking for, and your hunger, your thirst, sort of outgrows that goal and that desire. If you're trying, let's just use for example exercising. If you're trying to run a mile a day, once you get used to running that mile a day, once it starts becoming casual to run that mile a day, you don't really give yourself the depth of a reward that you deserve when you get to that point, because now you're saying, how about 2 miles? 2 miles is where it's at. You know? When you, let's use social media as an example. When you have a milestone of reaching 100 subscribers, once you get that 100 subscribers, now you're like, I wonder if I can get 200. Then I wonder if I can get 500. I wonder if I can get 1,000. I wonder if I can get 100,000. I recently published a book that I've been working on for close to 2 years. The whole time I was working on that book, it was such an important goal and task and project at hand. It was so important to me that I pull through and get this done. When the moment came that I published that book, day by day that passed after publishing that book, it became not the reward that I was imagining it was going to be. It sort of just became off in the background, and yes, I made a book, and that's then. Now what? What's next? What am I going to do now? You need to be very careful with this, because if you don't appreciate what you have now, you're not going to appreciate what's to come. If you have your eye on the future, when the future is now, you're not going to see it because your eye is on the future. The future never comes. Tomorrow never comes. It's only ever been now. We need to learn how to be more grateful and appreciative of what we have in this very moment right now, and not take what we have for granted. Have you ever realized that you may be in a position right now that you only hoped you would be in a month ago, 2 months ago, a year ago? The people in your life, your job, your hobbies, your skill set. In certain situations, where we are now, we could have only ever dreamed of being at. But now that we're here in this moment, embodying those past goals, we're not giving ourselves the credit that we deserve. We're not appreciating how far we've come. We're always looking out, you know? It's wild. It's a great way to not enjoy the fruits of your actions. Constantly looking out ahead. Yes, growth is good. Growth is good. And aspirations and dreams and goals and milestones are good. But when you get them, enjoy them. Rejoice that it's here now. All you're doing by postponing your true fulfillment and satisfaction into a distant future once you can do this or have that, all you're doing is as I said earlier, robbing yourself of the ability to rest in joy and satisfaction with what you now have and where you now are. We need to learn how to be here now. We need to learn how to be appreciative and not take for granted what we have in this present moment of our life. If you can enjoy and savor and be grateful and appreciative of now and where you are now, and still have your goals in mind, and not let those goals take your eye off of the present moment now, you will be even more appreciative when those goals come into fruition, when those goals and dreams are realized. All you're doing by constantly looking ahead of where you are is you're a disservice to yourself. You're not letting yourself feel the satisfaction of achieving what you wanted to achieve. Not only can we take our goals for granted and not deeply appreciate them and be present with them in that moment, we can take people for granted. Let's just talk in the context of a relationship for a moment. Let's say you have feelings for somebody that's not interested in you. Then they get interested in you and you start talking together. Now you say, I want this to go further. So then it goes a little further and you say, I want to talk more. And then you start talking more. And then you say, I want to see them more. And then you start seeing each other more. And then you say, I don't want them to go anywhere. I want them to stay with me. Can you see how every interval, every next phase, you're always reaching for more. You're always trying to get more. It's never enough. It's never enough. Yeah, we do ourselves a great disservice by always wanting more. We need to learn more how to honor where we are. When you have a goal and you achieve that goal, rejoice and celebrate. Let yourself be happy about it. Let yourself feel satisfied. It's almost like this, there's this thing within us that almost doesn't let us, and it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's this thing that says, well, now that I've got it, I want more. I can do more. That wasn't really what I'm looking for. I can get more. I can achieve more. Wanting businesses to grow, wanting relationships to go further and further, wanting to hit more further and further milestones with your exercise or with your meditation practice or with your social media presence. We're always out beyond ourselves. And as a consequence of that, we're never with the beauty of right now. And then, to your horror, you may lose things in your life because you didn't appreciate them in that moment. And since you demanded so much, it left you entirely. So now you have nothing. And now you really realize in retrospect how ungrateful and unappreciative you were of that thing and how much you took it for granted. Think about relationships, friends, loved ones, where you don't appreciate the reality of the fact that this might be the last time you see them. Every visit offer that you blow off. No, not this week. No, not this week. No, not this week. I'm not going to see them this week. No, I'll see them next week. I'll see them next week. I'll go see them tomorrow. No, I don't really feel like it. And then next thing you know, they pass away. And now you can't go see them. And all you want in that moment then is to go and see them. And you're sort of encumbered suddenly with the horror of how little you appreciated their presence when they were there, when they were reaching out. If we could be more appreciative of what we have right now, when what we hope for possibly comes into fruition, we'll be able to enjoy it that much more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you felt the vibes, and I will see you all later. Namaste.